Howdy ho! Welcome to the lunation situation. We are talking about the new moon in Pisces occurring at 20 degrees. So it means that the sun and the moon are together. It means that a new phase is beginning, a 6-month energy that we're working with. A new moon always means fresh start, fresh incoming energies. And it means that, this is an ideal time to plant seeds, perhaps literally, as we embark on the spring season soon in the Northern Hemisphere. And figuratively, it means you start planting the seeds of specific desires you would like to accomplish in the Piscean field. And what is the Piscean field? Well, it is highly creative. It loves to fantasize and imagine above and beyond, and it's a very dreamy energy. It means you can also work with your dreams. It means you can work with your spirit guides, with the angelic realm, or whatever you believe in. This is the spiritual aspect of life, meaning the spiritual assistance. This is your connection to the divine, to the source. This is understanding that you are a spirit and wanting to develop the spiritual aspect in your life. This Piscean energy is excellent for solitude, diving into the level of your soul, which is beyond just living this life, right? And connecting to that deeper essence within yourself is very necessary. And it is twofold. It is connecting to the essence of who you are, is also connecting to the essence of all there is, the divine, the source, God, whatever you are comfortable naming. But Pisces really governs this area of our lives. It goes beyond the mind-body connection and brings in that soul element. So not only is it that, which means, very vast, big, expansive, ethereal energies that are linked to the creator. That's why also Pisces is about creativity, about imagination, about creation, about art, about music, about poetry, about beauty and love in the very highest octave, in the profoundest meaning, where you want to create from that deeper knowing and the connection to the higher consciousness of who you are and of all there is. Because the ruler of Pisces, called Neptune, was discovered around the time that we discovered photography, means that this is also a Piscean subject. And not only does that mean in photography and like motion picture, so movies, but it means screens, anything related to screens. And also it means framing, framing a certain view. And if you would go beyond the Piscean Neptune narrative, then you could question how far what we see is reality. How much do we create our reality or co-create? And that brings in the element of, do you create what you imagine? Through imagining, can you create? And also, is what you see real, or is it holographic? Is it a projection? So all these concepts and words are related to Pisces. And that could mean that specifically now with the new moon in Pisces, that perhaps you want to frame something different in your life. Maybe you want to imagine and therefore create a new chapter in your life. A new moon energy gives us a clear slate. It's a fresh start. And this is really where we can plant seeds we've never planted before. And as you can tell, Pisces goes beyond. And this is where there are no limits, there are no boundaries, which can also bring in complications. But I don't think that's the case now with this new moon. As a new moon is always a beginning, there's also an optimism to it, especially this particular moon sextiling Uranus. So definitely clean slate, new beginning, changes. So what do you want to call in? What would you like to manifest? And keep in mind that Pisces reminds us that what you fantasize, that what you create, what you imagine, and also what you believe in is reflected back into your reality. So that's where you have the control. That's where you are the co-creator as well. And again, you can work with the dream world. You can have an intention to understand your dreams better, or to have more vivid dreams if you care. Or also very Pisces is your intuition, receiving information from the deepest layers. And so being really in tune with yourself is key here. That's something you can manifest even further with this new moon, that you are able to listen better to your intuition, that you get a clearer direction, that you can tap into a more clearer inner voice, is something you could wish for. As you know, a new moon always brings in 10 wishes incorporated with the Piscean energies. That's when you can track it. So this new moon is the beginning. Then 6 months later, we have a full moon in Pisces around September, and that's where you can check in and see if what you wanted to manifest and create, how much did you accomplish that. So that's the fun part about a new moon. And really, the more I think that's the Pisces element here, the more you believe that you can create what you want, that the foundation is really about, do you believe that it's possible for you to have that in your life, to experience that? Also, Pisces is the very deepest layer of your subconscious mind. And here you could find blockages that keep you from experiencing that which you desire, because the subconscious might have a code where consciously you might be like, I want this. I want a happy, valuable, appreciative relationship. But then there might be a code in your subconscious mind rejecting that. I do not want a relationship because it's unsafe, or something like that. And that's probably because you've seen something like that in your life. So there are codes undermining our experiences. So you could see it as a programming. You could see it as patterns that keep you in vicious cycles. And so the Pisces energy also, especially here with the new moon, is a great invitation to break, to release, to let go, which is also Pisces themes. And moreover, it is about surrender. It's about no control, no resistance, and having absolute faith that you will get there. The trust in the guidance that you have in your life, the trust that you are not doing this alone, and the trust that you are not a victim, not alone, that there is a purpose. Also changing the whole perspective that there is no need to escape, that this is a wonderful experience, and that is up to us to choose to have a wonderful experience, and that choice and that love in your heart and that trust in the divine guidance actually takes you there. But this new moon is where you frame, you create that picture, you make it clear in your heart, your mind, your soul, that this is what you want. So you have to frame and decide what it is, and then imagine that, then believe that it's true, and see what happens. Because Pisces is about magic, and I think there is quite some magic fairy dust here with a sextile to Uranus in Taurus, which is the earth sign, which is the practical basic reality around you: money, possessions, your housing, feeling safe or not, having the basic needs, food, right, shelter, basic comfortabilities that one needs. But that's also warmth, and also the comfort of feeling loved and loving. And the sextile to this new moon is like changing that reality, bringing the magic into physical, tangible, right in front of your face experience. This is where you can bring that ethereal Piscean, magical, wonderful energy and bring it down into earth, into your real experience, into reality. And as Taurus is the builder, and also where you build a foundation, something strong to hold everything, this is a solid solidity that you can bring into your life. But Uranus is unpredictable and can be shocking, and it promotes change. So it's you have to be innovative, you have to be forward thinking, and you have to be really authentic in your desires of what you need and what you love. And you have to be really, you have to look at it from the highest perspective and have to be true to yourself. And that's the magic. You have to be real and desire from your essence. What you could definitely do with this new moon in Pisces is tap more into the essence of who you are. And for that, you need quietness, you need solitude, you need to be able to hear your own voice and hear the soul frequency. So meditate, pray, or just be silent. Just quiet down, take it slower, and use that manifestation energy. What you could also do is sing, and let that sort of angelic voice or the voice of your soul to come through in your singing, to really have an open channel, so to speak. That could also be very profound, a way of being in tune with yourself. And I think the sextile to Uranus is also a higher frequency and higher consciousness. So all of this is way easier during this time. I'm sure you'll notice. So all new moon wishes, rituals must be done after it occurs, and it occurs at 9 o'clock in the morning GMT, which you should adjust to your local time zone, but it basically means that it occurs on March 10th. March 10th means that we are in eclipse energies. It means that next lunation, which occurs March 25th after this one, is an eclipse. So we are actually 2 weeks apart from a major eclipse portal and cycle. And March 25th, we have a lunar eclipse, which is a full moon, at 5 degrees of Libra. And that's going to be big. And that's going to be about relationships and love, which is something also Piscean, but Pisces will look at it from the higher perspective. So divine love and the relationship with divinity and how that's reflected back in loving connections. So during this new moon, we also can feel eclipse energies, and eclipse energies are wild. They are unpredictable, but they're very divine. They are divine intervention, divine interference. And eclipses mean that things can be eclipsed in, especially here with the new moon, but things can also be eclipsed out. So things can be brought into your life or things can be taken away. And traditionally, Pisces is a sign where things are being removed. Things are being washed away like the ocean. But it's a new moon, so I'm optimistic, and I think this is where you tap into the creational aspect of Pisces, which is highly creative. And it's up to you to find which is your form of creativity. How do you express yourself and your divinity and your soul? And the sextile to Uranus has to be very unique, has to be very authentic, very you, and unapologetic and bold and unafraid, confident. So the ruler was Neptune, and it's actually, I would say, even conjunct because it's 7 degrees apart from the new moon, and it's an outer planet, which means that the degrees are wider to still be of effect. So Neptune is playing a role, the ruler of this lunation, which is again, fantasies, imagination, beliefs, again, photography, framing, art, aesthetics, music, ethereal energies, spiritual energies. By the way, what I forgot to say when I was speaking about the subconscious mind, it means that Pisces is very much also about healing on the deepest level there is, because not only the subconscious mind, though we call it the subconscious mind, but the subconscious mind is also linked to that soul essence of who you are, to the multiple lives or experience you've had. And it also means that it is connected to the Akashic records. Now that means that the information that ever was and ever is. So the Pisces Neptunian 12th house aspect shows us that we are in tune with all of that, aware or unaware. And if there are things that we want to change in that deep level, in that soul level, and again, experiencing therefore a different reality now, means that we have to heal. and heal deeply. And Pisces does that. So another element that you can take into your wishes or manifestation is that you could invite in deep healing of the subconscious mind, and deep healing of aspects of your soul that want to be healed. And you can really work with that. But so Neptune close to this new moon might bring a huge aspect of feeling like we're on the ocean, feeling very watery, feeling very emotional, feeling that maybe parts are removed, and that does bring in grief and perhaps sadness or an overwhelm of emotions. But these are meant to be felt, and these are meant to be accepted and realized that things are not the way they seem. That even though you feel alone, you are not alone. Even though some aspects of your life might feel useless, it is not. And other things like you might feel small, but the reality is you're not. Your energy is very big and very creational, very powerful. And the more you're aware of it, the more you're in tune with it, the more you can work with it. Again, I just think there is a magical aspect to this where you should really work with imagining, fantasizing, picturing. That will be very powerful for manifesting anything, especially during this new moon. Also, Mercury, our planet of our mind, our consciousness, of information processing, of learning, of communication, is in the sign of Aries at 0 degrees. And that means that Mercury is conjunct Neptune in this lunation. And as Neptune rules this new moon and is close by to it also, it's quite powerful, quite meaningful. And it means that all this fantastical, etherical, spiritual, mystical energies that Pisces is can be processed more easily into our conscious mind. We can understand what's occurring better during this new moon. And we can understand that creation comes from bringing the subconscious to the conscious, and then taking steps consciously to rewrite the subconscious, and how that changes the reality. So even though this new moon might feel slower because of the Pisces energy, because of, even though Uranus is a fast energy, but it is in Taurus, so that brings also some slowness. But Mercury in Aries is fast. So our mind is very fast in processing what's occurring. And it brings the element of wanting to start something fresh. So our mind, our understanding is very, I want something new. I want a new story. I want a new experience. And the Mercury in Aries will give you, this is what I want, the ingredients. So this is perfect for wishing, for manifesting, for creating a vision board. also because Pisces loves pictures and loves the visual. Needs to be visual. Pisces shows us that everything is visual, or maybe actually not necessarily visual, but everything is a sound, and then we process it as vision. Vision boarding would be excellent. Take pictures, collect the pictures, put them together, frame them to what you want, and see what happens in 6 months. See how much of that vision board, through your belief, through bringing those pictures alive by repetitively thinking about them, repetitively playing that picture out in your head, creating your own movie of what you want in your life, bringing life to it, right? Envisioning it will do magic. We also find asteroid Hygeia here with Neptune, Mercury. This means spiritual, mental hygiene, cleansing, clearing out. This also, again, means vivid dreams or dreams guiding you, having messages, receiving messages in your dreams. But this is just cleansing your energy field. Pisces is also about the aura, the energy that's around you. It is the unseen aspects of life that are very real, but because we do not see them, they are often not taken into consideration in people's lives. But this aspect is pushed to the forefront in Pisces. We have to deal with the unseen element and how that's probably more important than the seen aspects of your life. So you could also wish to understand that realm better, to expand your vision into the unseen, or whatever your desires are. So in the background, 2 things are occurring that are related to Mars, our planet of action taking, our goal setting, our desire to accomplish something important that occurs on March 5th, 5 days before this lunation, is that Chiron and the North Node come together in Aries at 17 degrees. This is where we feel a great desire to heal profoundly, heal the wounds around our confidence, around being able to take leadership over your life, being able to prioritize yourself, and being more fully in your own identity, boldly, unapologetically. That's the North Node conjunct Chiron. And it's a Leo degree, so definitely bold, expressive, standing in your own light and shining through and really being the leader in your life, taking charge over your life. And you'll feel something very big around March 5th, and definitely up until, for sure, this lunation in the new moon, March 10th. And because this is the birth of a 6-month cycle, you might even feel this 6 months ahead as well. So, something very strong about your identity can now be healed. No more shame, no more low frequencies, no more pleasing others and diminishing yourself. No more letting others decide. This is where you take control and you become more fierce. And that you operate from your heart with passion, with excitement, with fun. And this is just, as I said, it's healing. action taking abilities, and it infuses that with ethics, with authenticity, with long-term higher frequency into ourselves, into who we are, into how we operate, because it's sextiling Mars in Aquarius. So this is kind of feeling like you're a new you, feeling that you want new goals, that you feel a desire to propel yourself forward. Again, very profound energy to work with a Pisces new moon. This is all about creation, creating that life from your truest essence. And Pisces is where you desire, where you wish, where you imagine and fantasize it, where you picture it. And then this energy in Aries and Mars in Aquarius is taking action, making it happen, through really being you, knowing who you are, and that frames new goals. And you'll feel that very strong desire to take a new direction and to take it very confidently. And you might be amazed of how this suddenly comes out of you, how you're more you, because that's the invitation of this energy. And you'd be a fool to not implement it into your life, to not answer this call from the universe. But this same Mars, desiring new, being more ourselves, and therefore new goals, new motivations, is also squaring Uranus, who's working with this new moon favorably. This means change might come a bit through crises or chaos and sudden changes that might not always be comfortable. Mars square Uranus is always an energy that's prone for accidents. So be careful with movement. Be careful with anything fast or sharp. Mars in Aquarius could also be airfare, airlines. Be careful with that. And yeah, just be careful with electricity, cuts, and speed. And definitely sudden movements. Just watch out for that. Be careful. But a square here, I think it just brings our attention and focus to this is where, again, we are meant to slow down. Remember how I said that the Pisces energy and even the sextile to Uranus, which Uranus doesn't necessarily like, but it's also slower. And this is, again, this is the slow down. Slow down. Slow down with everything. Also movements, also taking action. This is, the Pisces is slow. Pisces is not your typical way of doing things because it's understanding of energy. It understands energy. It's from works from the essence, the spiritual aspect, the soul aspect, and the divine guidance. And so it trusts. It doesn't do necessarily because it wants to co-create. So whereas Aries and even Leo just wants to do what it wants to do and take action and like go forward and go on a limb, on an instinct, this is the opposite of that. Because the reason why Pisces slows down is because, as I said, you have to be in tune with yourself and the divine to hear the guidance. So it always sort of waits for the green light. Pisces co-creates. It doesn't force. It doesn't even lead. It just is. It floats. It surrenders and trusts that the guidance, that there is something, a consciousness that knows better than you. The Pisces knows that there are limits to your decision making because there are these programs and, codes that might hold you back from certain things. So it knows that to make the best decision, you should let your soul lead, who has a bigger perspective, who doesn't have those codes, who doesn't have a limitation, no boundaries. So what Pisces is about is connecting to that self, to the essence, to the soul, so that there's no more force, there's no more, it's creation from a very different perspective. Co-creation does mean that you could make choices and you could be clear about what you want. And that's the new moon aspect here. But the Pisces element is that if it doesn't work out, have the faith and trust that there is a bigger plan, that there is maybe a different timing to what you want, or that what you want is not in your highest expression, not your reason maybe even for coming down on this earth plane. Co-creation means that you also allow the universe's aspect as well. You just do all you can and you heal all you want to heal and you are clear about what you want. And then you just surrender everything and be okay with it not going the way you want. There is no control. There is no resistance. And that's a challenge for modern human life, to be in full surrender, full faith. Because what if it doesn't work out? What if what you want never happens? Can you live with that? Or can you die with that perspective? And so it's kind of being okay with all kinds of scenarios, but being clear about what you would like in your scenario, in your life, and changing your deep codes, your beliefs that what you want is okay. What you want is valuable. You deserve it. So, and then you'll see what happens. So we have to increase our faith. We have to increase our intuition. We have to trust, surrender, but co-create. And let's see where this magic will take us. So we have to check back in with the full moon in Pisces, which is an eclipse. It is a lunar eclipse, full moon, September 18th at 25 degrees. So everything occurring between 20 degrees and 25 degrees of Pisces in your chart is very significant, very important. And it also means that it works with 20 to 25 degrees of Gemini, of Sagittarius, and Virgo. So we are definitely in eclipse vibes. This is not an eclipse. It is the overture, like in a concert. It is the start. It is the trailer to the story. And the story is unfolding from, for sure, March 10th. But those of you who follow me know that I have a theory that September 18th is linked to September 15th of 2023. But that's a big cycle that we don't have to get into. This new moon, for sure, is linked to September 18th, 6 months later, lunar eclipse. This means put on your seatbelts, guys. We're in for a ride. But a ride with magic, mystery, and a lot of higher energies if we're open to work with it. This is an upgrade, a soul upgrade. Let's see what happens. And so 20 to 25 degrees in your chart of Pisces. What house does that fall in? That's what you're working with. That's what you're working with for the coming 6 months. And it's a powerful, strong eclipse energy. Things can be suddenly brought into your life. Things can be suddenly taken away. Everything is from your soul. Everything is divinely guided. There are no coincidences here. These are more synchronicities than anything else. I think the purer we are, the cleaner we are in our beliefs and trust and operating from love and essence, from our own essence, our soul, the more we can reap the fruits of this intense cycle. So happy new moon in Pisces. High eclipse energies with this new moon. So take care, let the magic unfold, and you just co-create. You just frame what you want. And just live from a heart that is full with love, firstly for you. Nothing, I feel, profoundly happens if you don't love yourself more fully. And it coincides with loving the divine. Loving self and loving the divine are connected. And that's when I think the mystery, the magic really takes place. So let's see. Pretty exciting, pretty powerful, pretty beautiful. Happy new moon in Pisces. And I'll see you in the next eclipse lunation situation.